Hello everyone and welcome to Zoho Analytics. So today, allow me to introduce to you one of the more powerful features in Zoho Analytics, which is the query tables using SQL. Now, what is query tables? So query tables allow you to combine and transform data from multiple tables, which is actually perfect when you want deeper insights that go beyond the standard reports. So let me show you how this works using a sales example with using deals, accounts, and contact modules from Zoho CRM. So allow me to navigate first to our Zoho Analytics platform. So in here in our Zoho Analytics workspace, as you can see on the left side from the top menu, click on the plus icon right here to create a new query table. Then navigate to the transform data and select the query table options. Now with this opens up the SQL editor. Now this is where we can write queries using data that already exists in our workspace. So for example, let's say I want a single table that shows deals along with the related accounts and primary contacts. So instead of pulling this separately, we'll combine them using the SQL query. So for example, right here, this right here is a simple query that I'm going to show you. You don't have to worry though if you don't remember any SQL function, since on the right side over here, besides the tables and column tab, where you can track what are the columns for each specific table, we also have another tab called the SQL function. Now in here, you can select keywords you want to use for your query, whether it be operators, logical functions, executive functions, tabular, and many more. So going back on my query right here, so what I'm doing here is I'm pulling data from deals table and then joining it with the accounts and contact table. So you'll notice on this, as you can see on the screen, you will notice I am using the left join, which means all deals will still appear even if the specific account or contact isn't linked to a specific field record. Now in the select section right here, I'm choosing the fields I care about, like for example the deal name, the account name, primary contact, deal amount, stage, and closing date, and turn them into a column for the query table that I'm going to create. Now, once the query is now ready, at the bottom part, you just have to click on the execute query button, and as you can see here, you will see the results review of the query that you have created. So as you can see, Zoho Analytics immediately shows you the result. One row per deal, including the account name, contact name, deal amount, and even the deal's name. Now, if everything looks good for you, in order for you to save your query table, you just have to name it first. So for example, let's name this as deals with account and contact details. Now, once you are now satisfied with the query table name, click on the Save button to save the query inside your workspace. First, OK. And that is it. So that's how you will create query tables using SQL. So in this part of the demo, we'll take a look at how we can use the advanced analytics to segment your data and uncover deeper and more meaningful insight. So the first thing is data segmentation. So when we talk about data segmentation, what we really mean is breaking down large data sets into smaller, more manageable groups. So instead of analyzing everything all at once, you can focus on specific patterns, behaviors, or performance segments that actually matter to business. So let me show you how this works inside Zoho Analytics platform. So now I am now in my Zoho Analytics workspace, and I'll start by opening an existing report. So let me navigate to the reports module and select the deal analysis report. Now, the simplest way to segment data is by using the filters. As you can see here, there are 3 filters: the stage filter, deal owner name, and also the closing date. So for example, I can quickly filter deals by status. For example, by clicking the close on stage, I can now see the records that have already closed on. So other than this, next is, let's take it a step further by using groupings and pivot tables. So I'm gonna show you how to create a pivot table. So to do that, we must navigate to the plus icon right here. Then click on the pivot. And since we're creating a pivot table from the deals module, select the deals module option. So in here, as you can see here on the left side, now these are the columns inside the deals table. So to create a pivot table where I group the deals by industry, let's first drag and drop the industry column, which can be found on the accounts module. You just click on this icons right here, then navigate to the accounts module or accounts table, then find the industry column. After that, drag and drop here on the column section. Next, we must first drag and drop the deal name column. So let's go back to our deal table and drag and drop the deal name column under the row section. As for the data, we're now going to drag and drop the amount column. Now once these are all set up, click here to generate the pivot table. So right away, now this shows me which industries are contributing the most revenue. So another one, or another really powerful option, is by using the custom formulas. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So let's first navigate on the deals table, which can be found here in the data column, and click on the deals table right here. Now this section right here is the raw deals module that came from your Zoho CRM. So in order for us to create a custom formulas, you can navigate on the add button right here. Click on the formula column. In here, you can rename your formula. For example, let me rename this as amount category. Then input the formula you want right here. So I have a sample formula column. Let me just input it here. After that, once your formula column has been set up, click on the save button. Let me just rename it to another column name. Now after saving the formula column, you can find the column that you created right at the end, which is right here. Now with this, you can now easily segment all your reports using these value-based buckets without having to manually filter amounts every time. So other than that, also, Zoho Analytics also supports conditional formatting, which really helps you make insights stand out. So, for example, in order for you to create a conditional formatting, you must select first a specific column. For example, here I'm going to select the amount column, then click on the conditional formatting. Here you can add conditions to highlight some of the records that has reached a specific amount. So let me just set up the conditions here. Now, as you can see, each of the records has now been added, or the amount of each of the records have now been highlighted according to its amount. Now, other than that, for more advanced use cases, I can also use a query table with SQL to segment my data. So, as you can see here, now this is an example of a query table that I have created earlier, where the segmentation logic is already built into the dataset as well. So that is how I use advanced analytics to segment my data.
So now, let's talk about how you can set up your custom KPIs in your Zoho Analytics platform. So instead of relying only on standard metrics, you can track the numbers that truly matter to your own business. So KPIs help you measure performance against your goals, and Zoho Analytics make it very easy for you to create and even monitor to them. So now that we have seen how to create formula columns and apply conditional formatting, let me show you how we bring those together to build custom KPIs in Zoho Analytics. So this is how you turn your raw data into clear, business-ready performance indicators. So as you can recall, earlier we created a formula column called Deal Size Category, which automatically classifies deals into small, medium, and even large based on the deal amount. So because this logic is already built into the table, we can now use it consistently across all our KPI reports. So to create a KPI, allow me to show you. Let me open a sample dashboard, then click the Edit Mode button. So after clicking the Edit Mode button, we are now redirected to the Dashboard Builder. And as you can see, now on the left side of the Dashboard Builder, you will see 3 tabs, which are Reports, Elements, and also Widget section. Now, this is where you will create your KPI. And in here, you can select which type of KPI widget template that you want for your report. Since I'm going to create a KPI for total revenue from large deals, I'm gonna select the first KPI widget and drag it across to my dashboard builder. Now after that, if you decided to change the template, you can also do that over here. And now once you have decided on the template that you want, you can now proceed to select the columns for your data. So in my case, I'm gonna select the amount column in the deals table. And then since the KPI is for total revenue for our large deals, we're gonna group this by the amount category. And as you can see, the amount reflects the total amount of all the category. Since we only need the amount for the large category, we're gonna add some filter for that. So let's proceed to adding the filter in the filter tab. So in here, you are gonna click the add filters, then select the amount category column, and then as shown below, these are the values under that selected column. After that, we must select the large value. And as you can see here on the screen, the KPI amount has changed. Now, this amount is the total revenue from the large deals records. And also for final touches, in the settings tab right here, this is where you are gonna customize your KPI. There are the styling section where you can change the color of your KPI. There is also the value section. Now this is where you are gonna change the KPI label, either its text format or even the size. And also the image sections. Now this is where you are gonna add some pictures into your KPI, and you can also change the image position and also the sizes there. So that's how you set up custom KPIs for your business. Alright, Now let's move on to forecasting in Zoho Analytics. Now, forecasting helps you look beyond historical data and predict future trends, which is actually or especially useful for planning, target setting, and even decision making. So, as you can see here, I am now back in my Zoho Analytics workspace. And for this demo, I'll open a report that shows number of closed deals. Now, forecasting in Zoho Analytics works best with time series data. So you'll typically see it used with metrics like revenue, sales volume, deals, or lead over a period of time. So once the chart is open, I will click on the edit button. And from the chart settings right here, I'll click the analysis icon, then select the forecast option. So in here, you can see the influencing factors option. Now for additional context, influencing factors are the additional metrics that affect the target metric, which is the y-axis, that is to be forecasted. Now this usually helps understand how different factors is influence the outcome of the prediction. So as you can see, to add influencing factors, you just have to click the drop-down menu to choose the influencing factors that you want. A reminder though, a maximum of 5 influencing factors can only be chosen for the forecasting. So going back, since I currently don't have any influencing factors, I'm just gonna have to leave this part as a blank. Now, Zoho Analytics automatically analyzes the historical data and applies a forecasting model to project future values. So as you can see here, as soon as I click the apply button, you will notice the chart extended beyond today's date. Now the solid line represents the actual historical data, while the projected area shows the forecasted values, giving us a clear view of where things are likely headed. So what's really useful is that forecasting actually works alongside filters and segmentation. So for example, if I can forecast revenue just for large deals or only for a specific region or deal owner, giving me a much more targeted predictions. So once you are now happy with the forecast that you have created, the next thing or the final thing that you will do is to save your report. So you just have to click on the save button, and if you want, you can also add this specific report to your dashboard. Now this way, stakeholders can easily track both the current performance and future projections in just one place. So to summarize all of that, forecasting in Zoho Analytics helps you turn historical data into forward-looking insights. Now this will allows you to anticipate trends, plan more effectively, and make data-driven decisions with confidence. So that's how you use forecasting in Zoho Analytics.